Please welcome Kayeja Akeo and Rebecca Candeloro, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kayeja and Rebecca. Good evening, Mrs. Ratner. Please be seated. Good evening, Mrs. Ratner and members of the Board of Education, special guests, parents, teachers, and friends. It is my pleasure to introduce Kelly Donfield.
Welcome, Mrs. Ratner, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Geiger, Mrs. Acosta, faculty, parents, and friends. Today, we reflect on the joyous journey of the 8th grade graduation of class of 2017. For now, I would like to have everyone close their eyes, relax, and just imagine that you are given a luscious, velvety ice cream cone filled with sweet flavors. As you keep eating the ice cream, it starts to disappear, but the delicious taste remains. Now open your eyes. To me, Columbia Middle School is like that ice cream cone. When I walked through the doors as a 6th grader, I was filled with questions, similar to how the ice cream being filled with ice cream. Walking through the doors of middle school was difficult. New friend groups were formulating, which was the hardest part. I could not wrap my tiny 6th grade mind around the fact that 3 elementary schools were all combining into one. So many new faces, smiles, and conversations flourished. Luckily, I eventually found my way with best friends from those 3 schools. My fondest memory from 6th grade would most definitely be Mrs. Bokoch's social studies class. As a 6th grader, I would never have imagined giving a speech in front of my class. The current event speeches were loved yet hated. Speaking in front of my class about issues around the world was frightening, but after doing them, I felt more confident in my abilities. Now look at me. I'm giving a speech in front of hundreds of people. 6th grade will always be that first bite of ice cream I will cherish forever. Throughout 7th grade, half of my ice cream was gone, but a plethora of flavors remained. Questions and information from enduring a tough first year were now replaced with knowledge and memories which will never tarnish. The best part about 7th grade was most definitely the freedom to now play school sports. I made the basketball team with a couple of close friends and had the best basketball season of my athletic career. Led by a great coach, we only lost 1 game. Sadly, it was to Mountainside. But our team became a close-knit family. I now had 8th grade friends as well, who taught me not to be afraid of upperclassmen, but to enjoy my time as a 7th grader. Time flies by when you're having fun, and that is exactly how 7th grade was. Lastly, there is 8th grade. The last bites of the ice cream are taken, and once it is finished, you wish you had another. A memory I will never forget from 8th grade would be being a part of core peer leadership. I would like to thank our guidance counselor, Ms. Fenimore, for that, especially for continuously being a smiling face even on a bad day. In core, we went on field trips to the elementary schools, teaching lessons about kindness, negative versus positive attitudes, and middle school preparation, as well as participating and helping out with the 5th grade tours. Being in core taught me to be more compassionate, kind, honest, and caring. But throughout 8th grade, I've learned things from algebra to U.S. history onto physical science, English, and Spanish. 8th grade was by far the most eventful, fun, and enjoyable year of all. As my time here comes to an end, I'm proud to say that all of my curious questions about middle school have vanished, only leaving ecstatic memories and knowledge to carry me throughout high school. B.B. King once stated, "The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take that away from you. The topics and memories we have all learned together cannot be taken away. They will be with us forever and always." Although my Columbia Middle School ice cream cone may be gone, as I grow up, there will be many more flavors to taste at Governor Livingston and beyond. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2017. Thank you.
Nicely done, Kelly. Thank you very much. It is my honor to introduce Mrs. Judith Ratner, Superintendent of Schools.
Can we give Kelly one more round of applause? The girls are concerned about doing a mic check. There was no need for that. You girls are just phenomenal. Thanks for wonderful comments. I feel exceptionally fortunate to be able to celebrate the joy of the accomplishments of our graduates with their family, friends, and teachers. To the students, this is like the final scene of the first act of your play, The School Years. After completing your scenes at Macmillan, Hughes, Mountain Park, or Woodruff, you have now put the finishing touches on the Columbia scene. As you begin the next act of your play, I would like you to include the following aspects in the scenes that unfold. Focus on developing your own self-confidence, a quiet self-confidence, because I believe it truly is the key to success. It is very important and indispensable characteristic which will help you accomplish remarkable things, no matter what you choose to do in life. It is the key to winning and excelling. Some of you may have already had the beginnings of this confidence due to the successes you have experienced in academics, athletics, or even socially. So how do you get this self-confidence? What's the secret to developing your own brand of self-confidence? You must be determined to grow every day. Always remember to make choices based upon what will help you grow and what will allow you to make a difference in the lives of others. Another important way to build your confidence is to seek out challenges. As you enter high school and move forward to face new challenges and embrace new opportunities, there are several things I hope you remember. Remember to focus on the people around you more than anything else. Try putting down your phone and focus on the people you are with. Focus on what they are saying, not what your response will be, or how what they are saying will affect you. Be sure to create connections and find depth, even in your brief everyday conversations. Remember to love life every single day. Be positive and passionate. View life as an amazing adventure and approach it with joy. Approach problems as temporary obstacles. When things do go wrong, remember that a bad day is just one day and keep the hope that tomorrow will be better. Remember to have a dream, because one of the most amazing things about this life is that dreams can become reality. With perseverance, faith, and luck, and by luck I mean when opportunity meets preparation, truly incredible things can happen to you. It won't be easy, but it's easier than spending your life wishing that you'd done something and feeling disappointed in yourself for never having tried. It is of paramount importance for you to figure out as soon as possible that you must do things that make you love yourself. I'm sure you've all heard the line, if you don't first love yourself, you can never truly love anyone else. Well, that is so true. You can spend years thinking that if somebody could just love me the right way, then everything will be okay. And that's true. It's just that that someone is you. Please do not worry about what other people will think of you. Just have the courage to follow your heart and your instincts. When you give yourself the gift of quietly believing in yourself, you'll love yourself. High school is the opportunity for you to try different things. Search high and low until you find something that you love. Time is like money. Invest now in yourself for a big dividend later. But if you're going to wish for anything in your life, hope that you will be put on your proper path, because life filled with a sense of purpose and commitment is just a lot more rewarding than one that drifts. So do find a cause, something you believe in, and get behind it. For every 5 minutes you spend looking into a mirror, spend 5 times that amount of time looking out at the world. In reality, your happiness has a lot more to do with how you see the world than how the world sees you. How you look is not nearly as important as who you are. If you want to learn to make yourself beautiful, do it from the inside out. Listen with an open heart and an open mind to those who love you the most. You may hear a grain of truth that will later become the foundation of your entire belief system. Your family may not know everything, but neither do you. Hear them out. And parents, please, whatever mistakes your child make, don't lose hope. The faith that you have in them will see them through some challenging times and help them through the parts where they may lose faith in themselves. I recently ran across a poem that identified some of the most important things you're ever going to need to know. In your life, be kind and sensitive. Laugh whenever you can. Be yourself and share your talents and your humor. Search for people who love and appreciate you for who you are and who encourage you to improve. Apologize when you should. Let go of what you can't change. Play hard. Forgive quickly. Take chances. Give everything. Have no regrets. Life is too short to be anything but happy. Don't be satisfied with less than all you can be, for you have greatness within you. So graduates, as you begin this next act of your school years, I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart has ever known. So when you are in that final scene of the second act of your play, I hope that you look back and have no regrets, only fond memories of happy scenes. With all my high hopes, congratulations, and best wishes for your future, may the new show begin. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Doug Weinstein, President of the Berkeley Heights Board of Education. Mr. Weinstein, I now present the 2017 graduates of Columbia Middle School for the award of their diplomas.
Good evening. Thank you, Mrs. Ratner. Congratulations to the class of 2017. Having attended your award ceremony last week and spent some time talking with the staff, I now have a better appreciation for all the distinguished acts your group has done, whether it's in the classroom, in the arts, or on the ball field. Let today's middle school graduation just be one small step on your educational journey. Let your high school experience take you on a path of your own choosing, whichever path that might be. On behalf of the entire Board of Education, we wish you the best of luck in high school. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Ratner. Mr. Weinstein. Awarding of diplomas this evening will be assisted by Sophie Crisatello and Brianna Kagan.
Mr. Weinstein, would you join us, please? That's good.
We don't practice.
Francesca Rocco. Kelly Donfield. Magdalena D'Amato. Elijah Beauvais. Sebastian Bjorkison. Olive Stern. Uriel Ministro. Rebecca Mastropasqua. Jason House. Sarah Fajardo. Sarah Anito. Jason Cantor. Samir Narendran. Loretta Fuentes. Liam Curran. Ivy Sie. Thomas Puglisi. John Bernier. Mia McGuire. Jake Snyder. Lauren Sutherland. Justin Shable. Emma Priori. Ashley Matos. John Kubek. Jack Klausner. Jonathan Henriquez. Isabella Crescembeni. Samantha Cariano. Matthew Palera. Alina Slotwinski. Joshua Vaidman. Avery Sullivan. Sophia Rocco. Naomi Brogdon. Kira Blake. Lauren Quinn. Allison Knapp. Samantha Erickson. Isabella Antonelli. Lucas Zhao. I'm not reading this. Sarah Reel. Morrison Powers. Caroline Mondelli. Iris Liu. Emily Haynes. Jennifer Gannam. Nicole Emma. Catherine D'Amico. Julia Augenstein. Aaron Dindial. Brian D'Souza. Daniela Shortino. Jessica Salamone. Jacqueline Penna. Olivia Richel. Katarina Mankowitz. Charlotte Coltonback. Jack Ranelli. Trevor Consoli. Matthew Chin. Andrew Carricker. Riley Fluharty. I'm still saying Christina. Kelsey DeStasso. Abby Bote. Samuel Murray. Sophia Burke. Frederick Dowley. Brooke Schwartz. Joseph Stecker. Christopher Mika. Sophia Lugo. Anthony DiTizio. Lino Henriquez. Jason Bales. David Forrester. Matthew Zolotkowicz. Olivia Teska. Sydney Ryan. John Kaputska. Aiden Padane. Kevin Hughes. Brian Gay. Kyle Sodasanti. Desmond Lamb. Alan Dew. Thank you, Mr. Weinstein. Dr. Chrisanino, would you join us, please? Good. Victor Chait. Sierra Blair. Owen Burbrower. Kyle Arnold. Daniel Kim. Alexander Seibel. Siddharth Lal. Ashley Parker. Evan Accardi. Holly Coviello. Jack Greco. Lucia Mariello. Peter Iosa. Benjamin Faxon. Siddharth Patak. Rachel Heron. Luke Stallone. Jacob Quant.
Joseph Benetti. Una Rouse. Calvin Campos. Bella Mosiri. Ariana Romero. Oh, my bad. Sarah Hunter. Nadia Islane. Emma Castellana. Gianna Oliva Potenza. Sophie Rittenhouse. Olivia Ward. Brooke Liu. Madeline Sabatino. Veronica Franzo. Sophia Barca. Radhika Sinha Chowdhury. Kaeja Akeo. Danielle Toribio. Matthew Ronga. Gretchen Probst. Katie Mellon. Sean McMahon. Kaylin Carrick. Ava Hayes. Thank you, Dr. Chrisanino. Mr. Smalley, would you join us, please? Jake DeLuca. Lauren Hopty. Ashley Chang. James Carbone. Ria Bonsall. Shannon Yassine. JT Naldi. Sarah Hagan. Caroline Semprola. Sarah Ullman. Sophie Honoré. Julia Raimondi. Ryan Nikolich. Jason Liu. Hannah Knorr. Julia Dinda. Sebastian Consoli. Rebecca Candeloro. Jenna Endress. Olivia Schmodaloka. Kelly McCrae. Robert Matfis. Harley Doltz. Andrew Sirocco. Phoebe Kim. Kaylee Vreeland. Joseph Santoro. Jason Q. Paula Novak. Daniel Marenko. Kieran Kathari. Leah Gould. Isabella Dutra. Melanie Zayas. Sabrina Soretti. Naloy Chowdhury. Shannon Hunt. Madison Young. Wendy Lanza. Nicholas Tarabokia. Jason Pien. Anthony Vicendes. Christopher Zhang. Greg Findyson. Jack Bavasso. Victoria Mowry. Jason Lalevy. Frederick Truncali. Connor Jennings. Thank you, Mr. Smalley. Miss Riley, would you please join us? Anastasia Goodall. Brandon Cook. Mackenzie Pierce. Isabella Ann. Harsh Tiwari. Corey Stark. Zara Poon. Jason Lee. Amelia Heinz. Sophia Hatami. Jason Haddad. Timothy Murray. Jack Gannum. Rafe Barnum. Duncan Campbell. Leah Dooley. Victor Sani. Blake Januzzi. Kayang Zhang. Richard Wetterer. Nicholas Ritchell. Thomas Pua. Christopher Kozot. Josephine Dang. Olivia Buckholtz. Massimo Baglioni. Paige Waffen. Zachary Ortiz. Ryan Matthews. Alejandro Londano Beltran. Sophie Crescitello.
Brianna Kagan.
Very nicely done. Students, please stand and be recognized once more. Please welcome Mr. Robert Nixon, Principal of Governor Livingston High School.
Good evening. As the principal of Governor Livingston High School, I would first like to congratulate our 8th grade students of Berkeley Heights on all you have accomplished. You've made your parents and teachers very proud. I would also like to welcome the class of 2021 to Highlander Country. Governor Livingston is a great high school with many diverse offerings that will inspire you and encourage you to be the best you can be. With that in mind, we look forward to seeing you up here on the Hill in September. Have a safe and enjoyable summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to introduce the Columbia Middle School Commencement Ensemble.
Another turning point, a voice that gave
We're going to allow the beautiful voices to show you their beautiful faces and take their seats on the other side of the stage. Thank you so much. Students, thank you so much, and thanks to Ms. Konigsberg and Mr. Ellis for directing this evening's music. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Radhika Sinha Chowdhury.
Good afternoon, administrators, faculty, families, and most importantly, students. When I walked into Columbia Middle School for 6th grade orientation, I was a short girl who loved the Beatles. As I walk out, I still love the Beatles, and I am still short. But there's more to me now. It was in this school where I learned to ask one very crucial question that will aid me for the rest of my life. Why not me? It seems this question took on the impossible, the improbable, and the indisputable all at once. And I learned it here at this very school. Columbia Middle School and its teachers have showed me that I have what it takes, even when I didn't think I had what it takes. It has given me teachers who pushed me to be my very best and even better. And that's what I'll remember about this school. Well, that, and the fact that I had a double locker in 7th and 8th grade, which, by the way, I was not very happy about. The first time I even thought about that question was in 6th grade orchestra. Miss K had given the entire bass section a solo, which was pretty astounding for me, considering that I was only a 6th grade bassist. And I would try to follow along in orchestra, but I just thought that I couldn't play it. Keyword, thought. Miss K just said to me, "Radhika, you can do it." It took 5 words from a good teacher for me to ask that question. Well, the other bassists are gonna play the solo, so why not me? And I practiced harder. I asked more questions, and at the winter concert of 2014, I was up there with the whole bass section playing that solo. And if you want proof, my parents have about 1 billion pictures of it. That whole year, I just kept thinking about that question. And unsurprisingly, it presented itself in 7th grade. English was not my strongest subject, and although I liked reading, writing just wasn't my forte. In 7th grade, my English teacher, Miss Einhorn, gave me a persuasive essay to write about any topic from a New York Times prompt list. It was, at that point, late January, and I never really did too well on essays, and so I left class with a heavy heart and a heavier binder. The next day, began writing the essays in class, and after writing a paragraph or two, I felt Miss Einhorn behind me, reading over my essay. "Make it stronger," she said. So I did. I spent a good half hour on my opening paragraph alone. And 5 minutes before class was over, Miss Einhorn was behind me again, reading over my ill-postured shoulders. After reading over my paragraph, she remarked, "There, that's much better. I knew you could do it." It was as if Miss Einhorn had told me that I just won the lottery. I took an excruciatingly long time on the rest of my essay, revising, editing, revising again. But it was worth it when Miss Einhorn handed it back to me with a big A emblazoned in the corner. Her belief in me throughout the year is why I ultimately succeeded in 7th grade English. Someone had to get an A on that essay. Why not me? And this year, my Spanish teacher, Senora Hetherington, taught me to never underestimate my true potential. With that belief, at the end of the year, I auditioned to give this speech at 8th grade graduation, and I thought only one thing as I wrote the speech. Why not me? And we all know how that turned out. That is why I am here, because I wanted to tell you how much this school and its teachers have given me. They, along with my family and peers, have given me their support, their confidence in me, and showed that they believe in me. And because of that, I can believe in myself. I am still a short girl who loves the Beatles, but I am a confident short girl who loves the Beatles. And that is what Columbia has taught me. It has helped to teach me that I can do anything. That, to me, is the most important thing that someone can learn. Will high school be harder? Yes, I think it will be a challenge balancing grades, sports, and extracurriculars. But it's a challenge I am ready for, not just for high school, but for the rest of my life. An idol of mine, human rights activist Malala Yousafzai, once said, "One book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world." And because of Columbia Middle School, I can confidently ask, why not me? And so, I also ask, why not you? Thank you.
Radhika, that was wonderful. Well done. Folks, didn't they do a great job? I have a few words to share, but before I do, I want to thank the PTO for providing refreshments after in the library and welcome all of you tonight to 8th grade promotion. Good evening once again, Mrs. Ratner, members of the Board of Education, parents, teachers, and friends. Students, can we ask our staff and teachers to stand and be recognized, please? Teachers, if you would stand. Thank you, teachers. We are so fortunate to have such a talented and dedicated team. Mrs. Acosta, would you please stand? Thank you for another great year. You know, Mrs. Acosta, I knew that if we worked hard enough, we would eventually make it to the big stage. Folks, I'd like to begin with a poem titled, "Who Made This Path?" The first tide's moon began the deed, so on the blue globe the water did recede. Onto the mud, never before feeling the need, a fowl wandered out and did drop a little seed. By morning's end the earth turned just away to catch the light of a southern ray. Though unexpected, I would have to say, a leaf broke through a shell of clay. By noon, new growth, roots held as they should, and ran out as many more it could. No difference from where the universe stood, but these trees and ferns created the first wood. Evening's turn came with humid spray. A rain eroded a small section away. Had it not, I think, been quite that way, we would not have this path to walk today. You know, I wrote that poem about 40 years ago while sitting on a rock in the middle of the North Branch River. And I wrote it, well, because that's what you did in New Hampshire in the 70s. You sat on rocks and you wrote in your journal. I figured at the time someone would have to take over where Robert Frost left us off. But frankly, I hadn't thought about those words for quite a while until I was at the Poconos with my friends here. I was crossing the lawn. The boys were playing Frisbee, something else I did 40 years ago. And I was approached by two girls walking across the grass. They stopped me and for a second said, "Mr. Geiger, this is without a doubt the best class trip we've ever been on." "I'm glad," I said. And as they walked away, I turned to look back at them and thought to myself, what were the other trips in their lives? The 6th grade trip to see the White Knight battle for his princess. The 7th grade trip into the dark recesses of Edgar Allan Poe's mind. The Shakespeare Theater and that famous food court at the mall. Hadn't they gone to the museum with Mrs. Combe or Mrs. DiMartino or Miss Frito? Weren't they there when Mrs. Hetherington danced the salsa on stage? Perhaps with Mrs. Einhorn, they sat on a rock in Sandy Hook and wrote in their journals. I think they did some of those things, and yet here they were walking under the trees, heading to a path in the woods, cell phones away, talking with each other, and declaring it one of the best days of their school life. Parents, maybe, just maybe, all is not lost. Students, the songwriter James Taylor wrote about a path in life and compared it to 10 miles behind me with 10,000 more to go. For each of you, it's just as true. For each of you have just begun your own journeys. I know I speak for all of us at Columbia Middle School when I say it's been our pleasure watching you make your way from 6th grade to 7th to 8th. A journey you took together, but each of you in your own way made it your own path. And so it will continue as you move on to high school and even beyond. But before you get up to leave this place, take a moment to reflect and face that path that brought you here. I like to ask students 3 things when I'm in a room watching them work. So let me pose these to you tonight. First, do you know what's expected of you? Second, have you been given the materials needed in order to achieve the goal? And third, how will you prove that you have completed what's expected of you? Students, if you would be so kind, allow me to fill in the blanks. Certainly, you can't know what's expected of you until you know where to look. If you ask me, seek out your parents and other trusted adults to know what those expectations are. Eventually, you will be making that call, but for now, trust those who have been down the path before you. And the materials you need, I say look forward right now. The people seated before you have done their best, myself included, to see that you have what it takes to step off of this stage and walk forward. Each teacher, parent, and each trusted adult has taken their time to share those things you will need most in order to start your next journey. Don't forget that. And that third part, proving that you've completed the task, that gets trickier the older you get. What's ahead of you isn't a final exam. In fact, what's ahead of you isn't final at all. Like all good walks in the woods, your paths will have options. They will crisscross, and they will be blocked on occasion. You've heard the expression, take it in stride. Do that. Take everything from this point forward at a pace that you can keep up with. And stop along the way once in a while to help others who may reach out. And speaking of others, I recently had a conversation with 2 of our students seated here tonight, and I asked them a bit about what their future might look like. Could I ask Victor Sani to stand? Victor, how are you? Stay right here. Thank you. For those of you who do not know Victor, he is perhaps one of the nicest young people you'd ever want to meet. Victor, my turn. Victor is a quiet young man, but was very eloquent when I asked him about how he saw the journey to date and what he saw in his future. He shared with me that he had a wonderful time at Columbia Middle School, and if given the opportunity to speak to his classmates, he would tell them to do well in class, enjoy your friends, and when you are able, seek opportunities to be creative. Regarding the path ahead, right now Victor sees the hallways of this building of somewhat of a maze, but he assured me that he would know his way around very soon. Victor, I cannot agree more, and I hope that you keep finding new friends, continue enjoying your teachers, and seek out creative ways to express yourself. I have full faith that you will make GL your path to a wonderful future. Congratulations. Go take a seat, Pat. Thank you. I'd also like to ask my friend Paige Waffen to stand. Paige and I had quite a talk. When I asked Paige what she would say if she was able to make a wish for her class, she said that you should not let other people change you, that you should be in charge of you, that we are all unique and we should all stay that way. She added, I've learned in my life that you should not worry so much about the small stuff. Paige, those are golden words. Thank you very much. Students, let me close by adding my wish to what Victor and Paige have shared. Be more of what I saw on the field during our trip to the Poconos. Put down the digital everything and pick up a leaf and see where it came from. Spend more time in the natural world where clouds don't carry data, but imaginations. Leave the Bitmojis behind and share real smiles. Forget Snapchat and have a long talk. And walk but walk your path. It need not be straight, but let it always be forward towards something you are seeking. Always try your best. Do well. Save space for others. And if you find yourself one day sitting on a rock in the middle of the river, write something down. You never know when you may be reminded of that particular day. Good luck to you all, and thank you very much. And now for the words they've all been waiting for. Mrs. Ratner, I present to you Columbia Middle School's graduating class of the year 2017.